When the economy is getting into a crisis, spending less on innovation is, I think, the wrong strategy. The right strategy is preparing for the next phase, right? When we're going to go out of the cycle and eventually create more growth. Innovation is a growth engine in that respect. Let's think about globalization. Many new markets have opened, right? So eventually companies have started thinking about creating new products, new services, new ways of delivering those goods into those new markets. At the same time, this old perception of the black hole innovation perspective, so you just throw money and it gets sucked out in organizations, right, has gone out the window. And now we have understandings of how processes, innovation processes are run and how we can manage them. I think there is a bit of a confusion between R&D and innovation, but innovation really is much broader than this, right? Innovation can happen with respect to the business models that you have. A good example is Zara, the Spanish company, and how it revolutionized fashion, right, in a sense, in certain ages. R&D has had this early gains of importance on the innovation domain because of the engineering and the technology and all that stuff, but innovation is much, much broader than this. Spending is a necessary but not sufficient condition, right? It's something that we need to have in mind. We need to create those buckets of resources that will be allocated towards innovation, but at the same time, there's a slew of other things that has to come together so that innovation becomes delivers value, becomes profitable. We need to think about the process that we put in place. We need to think about the processes that bring people together to work effectively towards a common objective. We need to think about the guiding principles for what the right projects to work on should be. And in the end, we need to think about the culture in general that we're creating in the organization regarding innovation. Let's talk about selecting the right innovative ideas. I think that's one of the most crucial decisions that organizations face. In what respect? The way I would discuss this would be, at any point in time in any organization, there is strategy, there is the vision, right? There is where would we want to go, and at the same time, there is ways by which we're going to make this happen. The decision that actually links the two is the right innovative ideas. So it is a crucial, it is a difficult decision, but at the same time, there are ways to master this, if you wish. And a few of those ways are by thinking about the decision holistically, by using specific frameworks in terms of managing risk and balancing that risk against return, by creating a process by which you bring the stakeholders together to make that decision. Getting your ideas fast enough on the marketplace is not straightforward. There is a great challenge to this, and that depends on the type of innovation or in the mix of the types of innovation that an organization wants to pursue. So indeed, there's going to be ideas that is just changing the color of the existing product that we have, and that's going to be on the marketplace tomorrow. That's not going to be the innovation ideas that are going to bring the value. The big value is going to be created by the hybrid cars, right? What Toyota did back in the 1990s when they started the project with a team of engineers, and then by 2000, 8 years later, they were able to bring forward the Prius, which was the most successfully selling car. That type of innovation is harder to manage, and actually the expectations around that type of innovation are harder to manage. Examples abound of organizations that at different times made the wrong choices, right? And eventually they had to face that down the line. The pharma industry, as a good example, has gone through a major crisis in the beginning of 2001, when their pipelines have dried out. Why did this happen? The right choices were not made early on, and then not enough compounds, not enough new medicines were put in place so that they will generating the value that they wanted. We do cover this into the Make Your Organization Innovative program, given that we think that this is one of the most, as I said, difficult and important decisions. It's a decision that links strategy, vision, with execution. You don't have execution unless you put money after the ideas that you think are the right ones. How do we do this? The key word is balance, but balance along different dimensions that we need to find more about. Balance across risk and return, balance across different markets and segments that we're covering, balance across different opinions and stakeholder perspectives in the organization. So an organization needs to create a process by which they bring together all the different stakeholders so that such a decision actually takes place successfully. Let's go into the three main buckets that the Make Your Organization Innovative program is covering. So we want to view innovation as three big chunks of decisions, if you wish, right? The first one is always, where do you source ideas? Where do ideas come from? Creativity. How can we make the organization creative? The second one, we already sort of talked a bit about. It's this notion of selecting the right innovative ideas. And it's really behind this, it's the link to strategy in a sense, right? How do we guide the creative process? And the last one is, how do we execute on the right ideas? So within each one of those, we're offering frameworks, ways of thinking, tools by which managers, senior leaders can master the different facets, if you wish, of innovation. The Make Your Organization Innovative program is aimed at senior managers, senior leaders who are concerned about the innovativeness of their organization. Definitely, it's not a program that's aimed only at technology experts, at engineers, senior leaders in those functional roles, right? It goes broader than this, and that speaks to the fact that we view innovation as a much broader activity than simply creating new products or creating new technologies. It has to do with business models, it has to do with the ways we're delivering the goods, and so on and so forth. So any senior leader that wants to see their organization innovating with respect to the areas of responsibility that they have, be it technology, but be it also supply chain or delivery, they should be thinking seriously about this program. We don't want the participants to walk away simply with a list of frameworks and tools. What we want them to do is we want them to develop their own action plan that in the end of the program, they'll put together, we will help them, give them support on that, and eventually Monday morning, that's what we call it, the Monday morning action, right, will be going back into what they do on a systematic basis, but now with a fresh mindset and with a set of actions that they can implement and gain value out of this.